This is the third generation of the Countryman here in India in electric form. Now this car's a bit larger than the Jeep Compass in dimension, so mini it is technically not. It is powered by a 66.5 kilowatt-hour battery driven by a 204 horsepower electric motor powering the front wheels. So yes, it's a front wheel drive. The Countryman EV is imported to India at a price of 55 lakhs. This particular car with its options costs just under 60 lakhs ex-showroom. And now that you have the gist of it, let's delve into the details and know the Countryman a bit better. First things first, as the numbers suggest, the Countryman's performance comes across as adequate at best. 250 Newton meters of torque in a car of this price might seem a bit less, especially when modern turbo petrols make more than that at less than half the price. But then you have to factor in that this is electric torque that we're talking, so the responses are instantaneous. So you're never going to be left disappointed while trying to close in those gaps. You never yearn for more pep while ambling around town or when driving in a leisurely manner, which is how most would drive their Countryman EV. Demand more out of it though, and performance doesn't feel as effortless as its rivals. The similarly priced XC40 Recharged in its front-wheel drive guise is much more powerful than the Countryman. Its rivals sprint to 100 km per hour from a standstill in 7.5 seconds or under. The Countryman sprints from 0 to 100 km per hour in just under 9 seconds, and its top speed is limited to 170 km per hour. The numbers seem quite modest, don't they? Interestingly, the Mini features iconic sounds, which gives drivers the option to play synthesized motor sounds by the speakers. Every time you activate the go-kart mode, you will hear a bit of a woohoo by the car, telling you that it's ready and it's ready to prowl. And in go-kart mode, the musical note coming from the speakers, which sort of represents the motor sound, now that adds to the whole driving experience. You can feel the mininess of this Mini while attacking corners. The front end is super sharp, and even the steering, it gives you a nice, confident feel. Despite its size, it still handles in a go-kart-like manner. So while it is extremely sporty in terms of its handling, ride quality isn't its strong suit. Ride quality isn't harsh or jarring per se, but you hear each and every thud and thwack while driving on less than perfect roads. Its suspension is noisy, and its optional 19-inch wheels further add to the sound. With all the driving bits covered, now let's get back to the studio and take a closer look at its exteriors, interiors, and then to the verdict. What's it like inside? Well, the interiors of the Countryman have a very, pardon my pun, minimalistic theme. It is replete with this fabric made out of recycled materials, and it's blue on the dashboard and nicely fades into a shade of brown, which is also the color of the seats. In addition, it features champagne colored elements, the most prominent being the air vents and the vertical door handles. I must add that the fabric material with their open pore texture aren't ideal for our dusty conditions. Now the center of attraction on the inside is this circular touchscreen. It is very nice to use, crisp display, and the interface is very easy to get accustomed with. Furthermore, fun themes, funky animations, and musical notifications will most certainly make you smile while operating it. This screen also doubles up as a speedometer and driver display, which is inconvenient to read on the move. You could consider opting for the favored pack, which gets you a head-up display bundled with several other extras for an additional outlay of Rs 4.6 lakh. And while the HUD does make it convenient to read the speed, our test car was fitted with a JCW Sport driver seat, which also packs in a massage function. That said, I'm not a fan of these seats. Personally, I found the bolstering on the seat base as well as on the backrest a bit excessive, And over the course of these 2 days that I've been living with the Countryman, I've just not been the most comfortable. Things are a bit better at the back. If you are considering a Mini Countryman, chances are you'll also be chauffeur driven. And in that case, there's a lot to like out here. Yes, to start off with, the floor is a bit high in order to accommodate the battery of this EV. However, there's enough place under the front seat to stretch out and get comfortable. Then you can also recline the backrest to a really comfortable angle. There's decent thigh support, there's decent knee room, and even headroom for me is quite okay. Although someone 6 foot tall will find headroom in short supply. The floor is quite flat, so even a third passenger won't have a problem sitting out here. You have air vents, 2 USB-C charging ports, you have large door bins, and well, it's quite a spacious place to be. Being the more practical Mini, storage areas are in abundance. The center console shelf and door pockets are huge, and even its boot is large. Sadly, it isn't equipped with a spare tire beneath its boot floor. As far as equipment goes, the Mini gets the basics like the OLED touchscreen, LED lights, 17-inch alloys, rear view camera, and a panoramic sunroof, among others. Customizable LED lights, electrically operable boot, and drive modes are some of the optional extras bundled in the classic trim that costs Rs 2 lakhs. In addition to these, for buyers who want head-up display, JCW sport seats, 19-inch alloys, and a Harman Kardon sound system, will need to opt for the favored pack, which costs Rs 4.6 lakh. However, this Mini still misses ventilated seats, 360-degree camera, side and curtain airbags, and adjustable regen via steering-mounted paddle shifters, which are basics available with cars at a fraction of its price. As mentioned at the start of this video, the Mini is larger than a Jeep Compass. However, despite its dimensions, a curvy design language and smooth body lines devoid of cuts and creases make it appear chic and urbane rather than brawny and intimidating. Executed with undeniable panache is matte champagne colored garnishing around its closed off front grille, on the C-pillar, and on the front, side and rear skid plates. Even the Mini logos and Countryman badge are finished in this shade. Our test car was fitted with optional 19-inch alloys sporting the champagne color scheme. A wraparound glass area and a blackened roof mask its height well, which in turn lends it a station wagon-like silhouette. Adding to its feel-good factor are its optional LED DRL eyebrows and matrix LED tail lamps, which exhibit a customizable light show upon locking and unlocking the vehicle. It's not hard to see why you'd be enamored by the charming Countryman. This car is oozing with personality. It carries forward the traditional go-kart-like driving manners, and then this is practical and spacious to be your daily driver. But here's the thing, as soon as you rationalize this purchase or look for value in the Countryman, it will feel far from convincing. And that's because rivals offer better performance, they are more comfortable, and in general offer better value for money. So the Countryman is a car you'd buy purely with your heart and not with your head. But if you're one of those few who end up buying the Countryman, this is a car that will plaster a smile on your face every time you're behind the wheel.